prominent position here at the stage today. So I'd like to invite Bart Versteeg over to explain his project first and see what he has done over the past semester. So where are you, Bart?
Okay, thank you all for coming and welcome here. As I say, I'm Bart Versteeg. This is Mayra Goevaerts, Noothout and Ritsma. We're giving this presentation because we want to share a bit of our personal experience with it. So we're going to take you through each quartile. Since we are with 4 presenters, each of us will take one quartile and explain something about difficulties, good things that happen in such a quartile. So let's go to the first one. Yeah, quartile 1. I arrived at the industrial design because I was really excited about the education system. I had a really different high school education than most of the other students. I already worked a bit with the competency framework and reflecting on your own progress. So I thought that industrial design was the right choice for me. However, the first quartile proved to be a challenge for me because I was dragged out of my comfort zone in the first week. I was assigned to a project which involved music. And if there's something I have nothing with, it's music. I can play music, I like music, but I can play music, I can't read notes, I'm horrible at it. So I was like, yeah, this is not good. I have no knowledge of this subject, so how am I going to design something for a project which revolves around music? So that was very difficult for me, and I really had to adapt myself to the situation. But as the title explains, I think of it as a healthy confusion, because that's what industrial design is about. It stimulates you to think in other directions, and not only to what you're used to. This also came forward in my assignment at Propedautic. I chose this assignment because I thought it would be fun, but I did not know it was a bit weird. I had to create something that was of artistic value, and that's also something I'm not very familiar with. So we were invited to express ourselves. That was also difficult for me. But gradually I learned how to do that and how to be comfortable in outside your comfort zone. So what I created was, you can see it on the picture, was a 3D sculpture of Noothout, which is still on display at the second floor at IJ Education. And at the end of the first quartile, I really gained the ability to adapt myself to unfamiliar situations. So out of chaos, I organized everything for myself. So that was the first quartile for me. The second quartile, Mayra will explain something and share her personal experience.
I started attending showcase workshops, and during these workshops I learned what a showcase is about. Every student here has to make a showcase, and this is my showcase of the first semester. In this showcase you write reflections about the activities that you've done. In these reflections you write about how you've approached the activities and what you've learned, but not only that, you also write about things that might have gone wrong. Because when you know what went wrong, you can decide to maybe use a different approach next time, so that you will learn even more and not make the same mistakes. When I knew this about a showcase, I suddenly realized that in order to get my showcase complete at the end of the semester, I needed reflections. Oops. All this time I have been sitting here during the first quartile at the university doing not that much, but I should actually have been writing these reflections. For a moment then I got really stressed and I started writing these reflections immediately. And this was actually a very interesting moment, because this was the first time that I realized how much I had already learned during the first quartile. And not only that, also I realized what I had to do to finish this semester successfully. When my showcase got more and more complete at the end of the semester, I finally started to understand what the system here is about. When you write reflections, you learn about yourself and how you learn things, how you approach learning activities, and also about what you're good at and what you're not so good at. And when you know what you're not so good at, you can decide to work on it. And I think the great thing here is that we really get the opportunity to do that, because we can combine our own learning package and work on the things that we feel we need to learn to. We are all very different, but very competent designers.
the third quartile I saw as a new start. You get a new project, you choose new assignments, and you get a new coach. And you've already gone through one design cycle, so you think you know what you're doing. But I started a new project, very different from my last project. My last project was more focused on the user, and now I was going to do a project which was more focused on experimenting with electronics. And I hadn't done that before. So, as Ian said, you choose your project and your assignments based on your weakness. One of my weaknesses was the competency integrated technology. So my project helped me to develop myself in this competency. It was also a challenge. It was maybe a difficult challenge, but also a challenge. My assignment was also an electronic assignment. It was called creative programming, which was also a challenge and very interesting to learn new things. Besides, in the third quartile, you had feedback on the vision and on your identity as a designer. To work on that, most of us went to Milan. You can see here the group picture, all with color plans, like the ID students are correct. Yeah, ID students are now being a little bit different from normal people. So this I thought was a nice picture to show. The nice thing about the first quartile I thought was you, as a ID student, you want to change yourself as a designer, to work on your weaknesses and face new challenges, which is exciting, difficult, and fun to do. And in the fourth quartile, you can go.
So yeah, the fourth quartile, almost there, but not quite yet. After running around the IT department for 3 quartiles, I finally got an idea of what it was all about and how I fit into this picture, which was really nice. I have to say the fourth quartile was one of the busiest and most stressful periods I've ever experienced in my life. We had US basic course with written exams. My regular idea assignment, which required me to program something and write a report. I had to finish my own ID project and write a report about that and present that at the exhibition. And of course make a showcase for which you have to all let it come together. So yeah, that's quite a lot to deal with, but fortunately I had a great coach, Rob Sherman, and he really taught me how to maintain myself as an ID student and how to keep track of what you're doing and if you're going in the right direction. And I think the most valuable lesson I've learned the first year came from him, and it was it doesn't necessarily have to go right. It's okay if something goes wrong as long as you step back and take a good critical look at what you did and how you can prevent it from happening again. So yeah, fortunately, or rather unfortunately, I got to apply the lesson really quick myself, because we were standing at the exhibition and everything was going nice. We had this great prototype at display. I was just chatting with some people, and suddenly I heard this very loud snap behind me and the sound of breaking plastic. So I look around and I see my teammate's face in pure horror. So I took a step back and I see our prototype split right through the middle. So yeah, that's I think the most stressful experience I ever had in my entire life. So yeah, me and Jip, who was my teammate at the time, we had to pick the thing up because it was a pretty big prototype and run through the soldering shack and put some duct paper around everything, try to solder some wires together, we bring it back and it broke again. And I think we had to do it like 3 or 4 times until we realized, oh no, it's finished, it's not going to work anymore. So yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow, but at the same time it gives you this great opportunity to take a step back and assess what went wrong, and you learn so incredibly much from it. And I really think the only reason I got this verdict this semester was because of the things that went wrong, which were quite a lot. So yeah, in conclusion, I think the first year as an ID student is an amazing and inspirational experience. You not only develop yourself in an intellectual way, but also in a more profound personal way. and which you will benefit from for the rest of your life actually. And I feel like I've learned a whole lot, but at the same time I realize I've just uncovered the tip of the iceberg, and I'm really curious to see where industrial design will lead me next. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and indeed, another applause for this group of people, because I think that the nice thing about the fact that you just told in the end, it's not about having to do everything right, so getting all the questions right in your exam, but really learning and learning what you need to learn and develop yourself in that sense. So I love your stories, and I hope you enjoyed it as well to get an impression about what the department is. And we were just discussing our night, so are we actually recording this? Because we can really use this to bring in some other students to the department. So thank you all for the story. I think I got your exams here, I'm right. Just for Bart. Congratulations. So as an excellent student, you get the flower. Congratulations. Just take it right. Congratulations. Jessica, this is the right spot for your parents to get the picture right. Congratulations. There you go. You. So. Ben. Anushka. Here. And Peter.